Hey guys, it's Reeker from Cut Through Recordings, and today I'm going to talk to you about guitar tone. The intro, like the song at the intro that you just heard, is actually that's the most recent production I've done, and I'm going to show you how I went about getting that kind of guitar tone. So first, I'll just go ahead and show you the Pod Farm patch that I actually used. It's pretty simple, just screamer pedal, which simulates the TS9 Tube Screamer. I believe that's the model number, made by Ibanez. The Criminal cabinet, or not Criminal cabinet, the Criminal head, and of course the 4x12 tread plate. And I used a 67 condenser on this, and I think that mic sounds really good for this. But enough with that. I'm going to actually show you how to get this kind of tone with free plugins. Well, mostly free. I'm going to use Recabinet, but you can use impulses, because it's basically what Recabinet is. They're just custom impulses. So I'm going to use the TSE 808, TSE X50. Those are both free, and then Recabinet. Okay. Let's see what this sounds like, just with nothing going on with it, really. Okay, so important thing is adjusting the preamp gain. I'm gonna bring it down to 0, and I'm gonna play it. And I'm just gonna slowly turn it up until it gets to where it's hard to explain. You can kind of tell, like, once it gets too overdriven, it stops really adding to the sound, and you just start hearing a lot of nasty higher frequencies. So I'm gonna do that now. Okay, I think I like that the MK2 channel a little better. Um, okay, so now I'm gonna come into Recabinet here, and for metalcore, usually the cab that you're gonna end up going to is any kind of Mesa 4x12 simulation. So in Recabinet, it's the oversized cab, and I am going to use the U87, which is very similar to the 67 condenser in Pod Farm. And so now I'm going to play this again and kind of play with the sound on these. Okay, well, that sucks. Okay, so Reaper just closed out on me. Give me a second. Okay, so Reaper freaked out on me, and I was left with the only option of just bringing the guitar tracks by themselves into a new project. I guess my computer just can't handle running a full project like that. So bear with me. All you're going to hear is the guitars for the rest of this tutorial. But I have everything back to the way it was. I ended up actually on this cabinet on the right here. I ended up using the 57 microphone, because just two of the 87 just sound really thin together. Okay, so alright, we'll pick up from here. So next thing you're going to want to do is add an EQ on here. And I think the EQ is the most important part of this chain, because this is where the really metal sounding guitar starts to take place. I'll usually scoop around the low mids a little bit. It's very tempting to want to scoop around the higher mids too, because like by itself the guitars sound really good, I think, whenever you scoop the higher mids. But once you start to bring them in the mix, like I almost always end up either taking this cut back a little bit or even sometimes boosting around the 2 and 3K area. It just kind of depends. So we'll take a listen now. So yeah, it kind of tightens it up real well. Another thing you're going to want to do is you're going to low pass it, or not low pass, high pass it. I usually bring that up to around 120, 130 hertz. Now, don't panic. I know it makes your guitar sound really thin, but it's necessary because that's the area where the bass and the kick are going to occupy. So once the guitars are brought in with everything else, it'll sound really good with that high pass on there. You're also going to do a low pass. I usually put this around 10K. Okay, let's take a listen to this now. Okay. Now I'm gonna save this change, that way I can slap it on the other guitar and show you what it sounds like with two guitars. So I'm gonna change the panning on this one, and let's take a look. Well, not look, a listen. Okay, that sounds really good. And once you're gonna put them on their own, you're gonna bust them, and I usually, let's see, where is that? I usually put Rex Comp on here. It's just a multi-band compressor, and I'm gonna just compress each band individually. So we're gonna take a listen here, and I'm just gonna try to show you what I do for this. The idea with multi-band compression is to try to make it sound transparent, and the way that I do this is I turn the auto makeup gain off on each band, and I bring it down, and as it's playing in Rex Comp anyways, you'll see that yellow number to the right. It tells you how much gain reduction is happening, and so based on that, you try to kind of balance it out by boosting the gain on that band. So I'll show you again. See how it's fairly transparent. Like you can sort of tell whenever it's turned on and off. But the idea is to sort of balance the signal out. So you have smaller peaks. Well, I guess a smaller distance between the peaks and valleys. So that's really about it on the guitars. Sometimes I will put an EQ on the guitar bus, so that way I can EQ both the guitars, and that's where I mix them from. And I'll get to actually mixing them after I cover vocals and post-production type stuff. Well, I might cover it before post-production, but that's about it for this video. I'm sorry it's kind of hectic. I wasn't planning on Reaper closing out on me like that, so I hope it's clear. This video is fairly clear, and if it's not, be sure to let me know, and I will redo this video. But thanks for watching.